Hey guys, this is Spike. It's a great all-purpose seasoning and a great rub. It's good on salads, vegetables, eggs, chicken, fish, and especially popcorn. If you use Spike Original instead of regular salt, you reduce your sodium intake by more than 30%, and there's no chemicals or additives in Spike, but you still get that natural, salty, delicious flavor.
And Eco loves a salty surprise.
Yes, sir.
Spike is available in most health and natural food stores, many grocery stores, and online at Amazon, Vitacost, Lucky Vitamins, and many others. If you'd like to get your own bottle of Spike, click the link down below or go on Amazon and look up Spike Seasoning.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the D, episode 4. In today's episode, we're going to be focusing on La Liga. The season isn't over quite yet. The final day is tomorrow as we're recording this. The format in this episode is going to be pretty much the same as the Premier League one when we focused on the restart. And we're going to basically be pointing out winners and losers, teams and players for this season. So, Parker, do you have a winner, team, or player?
A winner for me is definitely Sevilla. They're in a Champions League spot, and they've secured it by a good amount of points, by 10 over Villarreal. And Sevilla actually looked really, really strong towards the end of the season, especially after the restart. They're a team that, I don't know, they didn't really have a lot of big names. Like, I hadn't really heard of any of their players until recently. I heard of Lucas Ocampos and his miraculous goalkeeper save in like the 97th minute or so after scoring the winner. I think they're an exciting team to watch, and I hope they keep players within their organization and maybe sign a couple so that they can go far in Champions League.
I agree. It's nice to see that they're sitting comfortably in fourth place. So that they do have a chance at, I think, moving up to third. I could be wrong, but am I wrong about that, or is that true?
No, they do. They got 2-point gap.
2-point gap. So, if Atletico loses tomorrow and Sevilla wins, then Sevilla can overtake third place. Obviously, a great performance, because I think I was talking about this with Nico before we started recording. For the past 5 years or so, maybe longer, positions 1, 2, and 3 have been Barca, Real, and Atletico. So this would be the first time in at least 5 years that a team other than those three teams would crack the top three. So it would be really exciting if that happens. Who knows? They're definitely a winner. Eco.
So I had a couple winners, but I think an obvious one would be Messi. He's always for however long he stays in La Liga. We don't know if he's going to move, but I think he's always going to be a winner. He's great. Some people are saying he didn't play well this year, but they don't take in consideration he was first in La Liga for goals and assists. Like, maybe he didn't play as well as the Messi that everyone knows and loves, but with age, he's going to start to slow down. But he was definitely a winner. But I also want to give a shout out to a player who I personally don't really love, but Karim Benzema. I think he had a fantastic year. He came in second in goals and third in assists. He played 36 games and had 21 goals and 8 assists. And I personally don't love him, but I think he had one of the, behind Messi, I think he had the best year in La Liga.
Right, I agree. And I think that with, as the end of the season is going to be tomorrow, the player of the year, I think the two candidates are going to be Messi and Benzema, right? So Messi, like you said, more goals than Benzema by 3. They both have the same amount of penalty goals with 5. So, you can't really take away any goals from their total. And then you have assists. I think Benzema had 8 assists. 8 assists. Yeah. And Messi had 20. And keep in mind, the second place person in assists had 11, right? So Messi is seriously leading the assists. There's not even a close second. It's not going to change tomorrow. Messi's going to take the assists and probably the goals as well. The only thing that Benzema has this year that Messi doesn't is the league title, right? He was the starting striker for, the La Liga winning side, Real Madrid. So, yeah, like I said, or like you said, winners, Benzema as well, and Messi. And it's really a tough decision on whether I think it's going to be Messi that takes home the player of the year or Benzema. Parker, who do you think?
You got to give it to Messi. Like, yes, people are going to be like, oh, Messi again, like big whoop. But you got to look at his stats, how he's playing. yes, the team isn't performing well. They had a off year, but Messi's Messi. He has 2020. Like you can't really compare that. Like that's crazy stats.
Yeah, and in less games than Benzema as well.
Exactly.
Messi
And a
missed.
struggling team.
Right, exactly. Struggling for
Well,
Barcelona.
yeah, no, still a second place team.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you, and it's definitely between those two players. But it's got to be Messi for me. And tomorrow is a big moment. I mean, tomorrow could be the last time we see Messi wear the La Liga patch on his arm. I mean, of course, he still has the Champions League fixtures with Barcelona, but this might be his last game in La Liga. We never know.
Yeah,
So it could
I
be.
mean,
I'm definitely gonna be watching. It's gonna be a huge game. Not that it matters for anything, but like I said, it could be the end of an era for Lionel Messi. I'm going to go to my losers category, and I'm going to call out, again, like you said, they're struggling, but not to really, for Barcelona standards, they're struggling. But I put Barcelona in my losers category solely based off of the fact that Messi might be leaving. I mean, we talked about this before. Eco doesn't like when I bring this up, but they will become AC Milan when Messi leaves. I mean, everyone is getting older. I mean, you see Griezmann, he's getting older. He might leave. Suarez is getting older. Rakitic, Arthur, they just got Arthur Pjanic is older. I mean, they're on the decline, and it's not they're not in a good position right now, I don't think. And if Messi leaves, it's really, really bad for Barcelona. I mean, Parker, do you think that they're on the decline, or do you think it's nothing to worry about?
They're definitely on the decline. I mean, I don't know what their board is doing. They had brought in a bunch of young players with Arthur and De Jong, and then they're like taking a 30-year-old from Juventus over Arthur, who's 23. I don't understand that. Like, what's going through that head? Like, Arthur's like he has so much potential ahead of him, and he hasn't even like reached it.
And then
Pjanic's probably at his peak right now.
right.
And
but it's also like it's like one thing if they got a lot for Arthur for giving him, but like the reports was what they got Pjanic an 80 million. Like, was it 80?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, they got 10 mil.
I was gonna say I don't think it was 80. I feel like it was a lot.
10 mil.
80
But
mil.
they wanted to. But I don't know what they were doing.
No.
They wanted to do like some weird transfer where they both paid money. Like they wanted it to be separate.
Yeah.
But I mean, why would you sell a 22-year-old player who's already shown that he's a great player, he's a star, and you're giving him up for a 30-year-old who's way past his prime, possibly coming to the end of his career? It's one thing if they got a lot of money as well, but like they didn't.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's got to be the worst transfer by all the big clubs so far. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on through their heads when they did that, but that's, again, the main reason why I put them in the losers category. Of course, they're in second place. They're going to make Champions League. They still have Champions League match against Napoli. So they're doing well. But, again, if Messi leaves, it's really going to hurt them in the long run. Staying on losers, I know, Eco, you think this as well, so I'll actually ask you about it. Joao Felix, why was he a loser for you?
Well, okay. He got so much hype at the start of this year. I even believed in him. He looked like he was going to be great for them. He was going to be able to fill the role that they lost in Griezmann. I thought he was going to play great. But, this year he battled with injury. He was only able to play 26 games this year. But like he in 26 games, I felt like he should have been able to score more than he did. He only had 6 goals and 1 assist. I mean, he wasn't even in the top 50 for goals or assists in La Liga. And I mean, I think that's just horrible coming from a player who was, the next Ronaldo, the next wonder kid. I mean, again, he was battling with injury, so it might have just been an off year, but still, you can't have that from someone who they paid so much money for and invested so much into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, there's some injury going on with the ankle and whatever, and he missed a few games with that. But if you're not getting games over Alvaro Morata, no hate to him. But if you're playing for the third place team in La Liga, they spent 113 million euros on you, you should be scoring more than 6 goals as a center forward. And if you're not scoring goals, you should be assisting. And he's got 1. I mean, he has as many yellow cards as he does goals. That's a problem. That's a big problem from Joao Felix. I assume you would say he's a loser too, Parker, even though you have the jersey on.
I love him, but yeah, he's definitely a loser. He hasn't been performing up to his 113 million euro price tag. Like,
Right.
he needs to definitely perform better. in the next following years. He needs to progress and get stronger.
Yeah, I agree. And another loser, it's not an Inside the Deep podcast episode without me mentioning Chelsea. But let's talk about arguably the best player in last season's Premier League. Definitely Chelsea's best player, bar none. Eden Hazard went to his dream club, Real Madrid. Of course, he battled with injury. I get that. But, I mean, come on.
Same storyline with Joao.
Same thing. But
got-
you'd expect, but you kind of understand Joao because he's younger. He's used to playing in a lower league, not lower league, but, the Liga NOS is obviously not as competitive as La Liga. But Eden Hazard, who's been playing in the Premier League for 7 years, you'd think he'd be sort of used to this competition by now. And he really just messed up big time. So it's a shame to see because, of course, I love Eden Hazard, but.
Yeah, it's sad to see because, I know Aiden loved him even though he left Chelsea. I loved him. It was sad to see him go, but it was even more sad to see him go and just not be able to perform at the level that we expected. I mean, how he was playing at Chelsea was just incredible. And then he moves to, his dream club where he hopes to play as good as he can. He wants like the fans there to love him. And he just really didn't do anything. You didn't really hear much from him, honestly. Like this year, I don't think I got one report about like, Eden Hazard being great.
Right, yeah. I mean, it was usually just he's injured or he scored his first goal halfway through the season or something like that.
Or he got his first assist.
Right, exactly.
Honestly, I mean, I hadn't followed soccer past couple of years, but this year I finally picked it back up, and I heard nothing about Hazard, and I was so confused. Like, he was one of the best when I used to follow. He was up there, and you would see all his like miraculous runs, and now he's like not even doing anything on Real.
I know.
It's kind of sad.
It really is a shame. Going back to the winners category, Iko, who else do you have?
I think Atletico Madrid, even though they spent so much money on Joao Felix and didn't really get anything back, I still think they were a winner because, as of right now, they're in third place, it's a great spot. Obviously, it's not like the top or whatever, but I mean, they lost Godin and Griezmann in the last summer, and those were two of their core players. So, when taking a hit like that, you'd expect the team to kind of not be as good. Some people thought, Atletico might not be in the top four this year after losing Griezmann, who was their star, and Godin, who was a core player in their defense. But I think that like they managed to be able to stay in the top three, even though they lost two of their core players. I think that makes them a winner to me.
I agree. I think obviously Atletico, again, finishing third place, possibly fourth, but in a Champions League spot nonetheless. You talk about their striker, obviously, Joao Felix, a bit of a flop this year. Alvaro Morata. I was thinking about him. I said, okay, you know what? He's doing really well. He is doing really well for Atletico Madrid. But I wouldn't necessarily say he's doing better than he did in his best season for Chelsea. I'm not going to say – I was going to say he had like a glow-up, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that he just sort of found his place. He fits in Atletico Madrid. Even if he's playing the same, having the same number of goals or assists or whatever than he did at Chelsea, I think that he's definitely a better fit at Madrid. But I do think that they should probably try and sign another striker, maybe. Get rid of maybe Morata or Diego Costa. I don't know. I mean, do you have an opinion on that?
I mean, I feel they're pretty stacked at striker for the way they play. They play a pretty lenient game where they just kind of wall up and then just dish it out to the striker so that the striker can run. It's more just like long ball play, like walled up. And I feel like their strikers really do well into that. Maybe not Costa as much. I feel like maybe they can dish him out and get maybe a little bit of money for him as he's still performing pretty well. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think Morata and Felix are two really good strikers to have with a play style like that.
Yeah, and I was looking at the La Liga table just before we started recording, and I was looking at the Europa League spot, right? I think 5 and 6 make Europa League, and then 7 makes the playoff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I looked, it's Getafe, Granada, Athletic Bilbao, Valencia, and Real Sociedad all have a chance to make a Europa League spot tomorrow on the final day. do we have any opinions on who's gonna make it? Do we not really care who makes it? I mean, Parker, you're a Europa League guy, so let me know.
What do you mean I'm a Europa League guy? Just
You
because
love
I'm
the
a
Europa League.
Sheffield fan. I mean, I think it'll be sad if Valencia doesn't make it. And I feel Fernan Torres will definitely get right up out of there. He will definitely just pack his things and go. I mean, he's 20. He has offers. Hasn't he already agreed to personal terms with
Man City.
City? Yeah. So I think if they don't make Europa, he's definitely out of there. But there's a chance he stays if they go. But kind of an off season from Valencia, as
Really?
I would see them in at least the top 5. So I mean,
Absolutely.
Villarreal, you got to respect them. They've played a heck of a season this year.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know if they'll cut it next year. But
That's true. And then, of course, Getafe. I mean, they're in the Europa League right now, round of 16 with Wolves. Knowing Wolves, you'd assume it's probably the end of the road for Getafe. I mean,
most likely,
they're going to need to. I mean, again, I love it. I love sort of lower league or lower table drama, whether it's Europa League or battle for relegation. It's fun. It's fun to watch. So it should be an exciting turnout. Again, a lot of teams that are battling for that spot, but who knows? I mean, Granada plays against Bilbao, so that's going to determine, whether one of those teams is going to make it to the Europa League. It's going to be an exciting final day in La Liga, is what I'm trying to say. Shifting over to winners, I'm going to go over to the manager category, and I think we all can agree that Zinedine Zidane, Real Madrid.
oh my god!
I mean, he won the Champions League 3 years in a row in his first 3 years for Madrid. After being a player there, coaching the B team, and now to the first team. Then he left, and now he's just come back, and he's a La Liga champion. Winner?
Yeah,
I think we can agree, right?
definitely a
Yeah.
winner.
Okay, good.
But also,
Yes.
quickly, I think he's a winner. But I don't like what he's doing with Gareth Bale.
I agree.
I
knew you were going
A
to say.
star that he's just leaving on the bench. Maybe he wants to play the younger players in there, but still, like, the amount of disrespect that he's showing him, and what was gonna happen? He was gonna go. Wasn't Gareth Bale gonna go to China, but to play in China? But
He was, yeah.
Zinedine wouldn't let him.
Something like that.
He's forcing him to sit on the bench, and Zinedine might have been the cause of that. You see him occasionally, throwing shade at Real Madrid, like when he, in order the Wales golf and then Real Madrid, that was a big thing
Amazing.
when it happened.
Amazing.
But I mean, yeah, he was a great coach. He led them to win, but again, I think he's not acting well when it comes to dealing with Gareth Bale.
You're right. He's not dealing with Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale deserves better. But I mean, looking at the pictures of him sleeping on the bench, laughing at Zidane when he makes his final substitution and it's not Bale. Bale's really just taking the piss. I mean, he's not playing right now. He's a La Liga champion this season. He's got to make a move away from the club, but it seems like he's just enjoying it right now. It seems like he's just having a laugh. I mean,
you see the pictures of them holding up the trophy, and he's just sitting there, like, with all the staff, just like.
Yeah, I mean, they're like lifting up Zidane. You do that to the manager when they win a title. They're lifting him, and he's just like has his arms crossed, just like watching. He doesn't want any part in that. It's a drama story. It's Zidane versus Bale. It's been the story of the season for Madrid.
But I think the reason we see him like laughing, whatever, is because like they're wasting so much money. He's getting paid hundreds of thousands a week to play there, and they're wasting. So I feel like he doesn't care. Like,
free money.
Sure, sit me on the bench. It's your money that you're giving me. Like
He doesn't even want to.
They don't want to use him,
right?
But he still gets paid. I think he's
at a
fine.
Madrid game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's good for him. He deserves better. He really does, and I'm hoping
he's special.
I mean, I haven't seen. Parker really lets me know about all the transfer rumors and stuff going around. I mean, I haven't seen one about Bale recently. I mean, am I missing something?
No, I haven't seen anything.
I haven't heard anything.
Right. I mean, what?
I hope he goes to Leeds.
I hope not. Speaking of the championship, who else is going to advance? Wait, no, we can't be speaking about the championship.
No, this is
La Liga. Sorry,
La Liga.
Let's talk about La Liga Smart Bank. Just kidding. I don't know any teams in the
I don't even know the bottom 5 teams in
La Liga.
Except for maybe Espanyol.
Then let's stick to La Liga. Let's see. I mean, Winners, I'm going to say, this is definitely a winner that I think Iko has in his book. He's practically in love with this man. I find him terrible. He's a really annoying player. I don't love him at all. His name is Sergio Ramos, okay? Unbelievable player. I give credit where credit's due. He has had an unbelievable season, as he always does. But, I mean, the amount of goals that he's scoring from the center back position is ridiculous.
It's crazy, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Wild.
It's absolutely wild.
You don't really hear of that ever.
No, you
he's
never.
A top 20. He's a top 20 scorer, and you'd expect that from striker, winger, maybe center mid. No, a center back. Like, what other leagues do you hear that?
Exactly. At the beginning of the season, if I told you that Sergio Ramos would have more goals than Joao Felix,
yeah,
you'd be crazy.
It's crazy.
I'd be crazy. I would never say. I mean, no one expected Joao Felix to really flop, and then Ramos to actually score.
I mean, you also have to take in consideration for Felix that it's his first season in La Liga in a top league.
You're right.
And he's going up against like Barcelona and Real Madrid, like
not Porto and Sporting.
Yeah, and that's the only other two teams I know in there.
Right.
And I mean, you got to look at they beat. I mean, I was just looking at it, and he's been subbed off 26 games. Like every game he's played, he's gotten subbed off.
It's bad.
So I don't think he's played a whole game yet, in a Atletico jersey.
Right.
Even in the Champions League game against Liverpool, he got subbed off.
And Morata ended up scoring that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Insane game.
Well, I mean,
was a great game.
We talked about this last episode. Could we see another situation, kind of like Eric Lamela that we mentioned last episode, where Joao Felix, this wonder kid, just falls off, nothing happens, just keeps battling injuries for the rest of his career?
I apologize for comparing Dybala to Lamela, because now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't a great comparison.
Yeah.
So no, I think when I brought that up last episode, that was terrible by me. No, I don't think that we're gonna see another Eric Lamela. Again, you can't predict who's going to be a flop and who's not. He might have an unbelievable season next year. He might not. Maybe it'll take a few years to adjust. Maybe he's just not fitting in Atletico Madrid, whatever. But I don't think anyone can be as bad as Eric Lamela was. I mean, the worst part is he's not even a bad player, Eric Lamela. But everyone thought he was going to be so much better, so everyone thinks he's just terrible. I mean, he's the biggest flop of all time. Or, in my...
That's a shout.
Who would you say is a bigger flop than Eric Lamela?
I mean, it's my first year really following soccer, but there's probably been more.
No, there definitely have been.
English.
Doesn't matter. It's summer break, but
English.
No, there has been a bigger flop, but I can't think of it. The one that I think of off the top of my head is Eric Lamela.
What about Kepa?
Hey. He's not a flop. Sorry, he had a bad season. He had an unbelievable season.
He's going back. He's going to Valencia now.
Yes.
For 20 mil.
That's 2-year loan too. Option to buy. They might not buy him.
They probably won't.
They probably won't. But he's been playing for Bilbao for most of his career. I mean, he played well there.
Yeah, then he came to Chelsea, and it was just
Kepa can fit in
50% save percentage. Yeah,
all right. He's good. He's good. I picked him up on my fantasy team. He got me 6 points for that game against Norwich. He had 0 saves. He had 0 saves, 0 shots on. It was all defense.
Thank God. He probably would have drew.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, so La Liga, right? There's 2 La Liga teams in the Champions League right now. Atletico, of course, and Barcelona. Madrid, unfortunately, out. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, second leg.
No, hold on.
What am I talking about?
Unbelievable match against City, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a crazy match.
City with the 2-1 lead with the away goals. Right, so 3 La Liga teams. 2 of them, one of them already through to the next round. And then, of course, Barcelona and Madrid still have their second leg fixtures. That's going to be exciting. I mean, who does Atletico play?
I believe they play Tottenham. Oh, no. Leipzig.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona. Oh, yeah, Barcelona plays Bayern, Chelsea. I don't know who's going to win. I think Chelsea could go either way. I mean, 3-0.
Chelsea's up 3-0 if I am not mistaken. Right? We're up 3-0, right?
Why do you think I want to go to the Champions League next year so badly? Is because I know we're not going to make it further this year.
Well, I mean, who knows if Werner gets a hat trick and Ziyech gets 2 goals?
Werner comes back to haunt Bayern Munich. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be tough, but
but think of this. What a storyline. Chelsea, Leipzig, finals of the Champions League.
it's not going to happen.
Why that would never happen. If miraculously you make it past Bayern, you have to go and play Barca.
Okay, but look at
Or Napoli.
Or Napoli.
But
I mean, Napoli looked really good against Barca.
yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right.
But that was also 4 months ago. Well,
Okay,
by the time
and
they play,
are you saying
by the time they
Barcelona's
play,
better
it'll be
now?
like 5.
Martins didn't get that much older. Like, I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, the only one I can really think of that's over is probably Chelsea Bayern, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know. Chelsea's right through. Like, we are in it.
Also, I think
Peru,
Atalanta,
baby.
not to shift our attention to the Champions League, but I think Atalanta could possibly beat PSG.
I hope so. I mean,
I really hope so.
they're not my Serie A team, but I'm going to support
Oh, really?
Atalanta and Napoli.
Sorry, how many AC Milan jerseys do I count there? Oh, I see.
A lot.
At least 4. At least 4.
At least 4. Oh, wait, what's that number 4 right there? And is that a Juventus jersey? Oh my gosh, you're a disgrace.
I didn't buy it. It was gifted.
By who?
Is that Bakayoko?
Yeah, that's Bakayoko,
Yeah.
a Chelsea player.
In his 1 season with us.
Is he gonna?
Chelsea
I
legend.
heard you guys are gonna try and get him back from Monaco.
No, we're not.
Wouldn't be a
It's
bad buyback.
No, right now, I mean, we're not going to buy anyone.
Wait, I'm so confused. How do you go out to loan and then loan again? How does that work?
I don't know. If I could guess, it's probably that loan with Milan ended, so we just sent him straight to,
Yeah.
and then
'Cause,
AC Milan
I
were
mean, you
rumored to
guys-
just buy him.
But you're not going to play him. So why keep him?
Chelsea has him on strings right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, like Chelsea has so many players. Like we don't need to buy really anyone else, but like we should focus on selling players right now, as of now.
Yeah.
Kepa.
Well, we need Onana.
We do
Yeah.
need Onana. Andre Onana would be.
Or there was a couple reports of the Jan Oblak. That would be crazy.
His release clause
would
is
be
more than
wild.
Chelsea has times 2. Like
That'd be
his release clause, like,
wild.
140 million. That's ridiculous.
About.
Best goal.
Give them Kepa and some money.
I mean, Oblak's the only reason Atletico beat Liverpool.
Oblak played out of his mind in that game.
Yeah.
I remember watching that crazy game.
It was. It was a great game. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Liverpool anymore. Can't do that anymore. But
Yes, you can.
it was a good game. But all right. So La Liga, that was the season. Again, we have the final day. Europa League spots will be determined tomorrow. Do we have any last thoughts before we go into our game with Parker?
I mean, let's see. Did I cover everyone?
I think I got everyone. I don't.
Oh, Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
I mean, really strong season. Odegaard looked nice, except he's going back to Real.
Yeah, he's gone after this. What a player.
Going to Madrid. But do you see them finding more success next year?
No.
No. And
Odegaard's gone. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't believe that one player can truly carry a team, like fully carry. But Odegaard is a huge piece of Sociedad, and I don't think they're going to do nearly as well without him.
he was 16th in the league for goals, second in assists. I mean, he played in every single one of their games, had 10 goals and 11 assists. So basically, he was involved with 21 goals. You take that away, I don't think you can see the team having the same amount of success that they did have.
Who does Oyarzabal?
Yeah. He's their other star. And then
Doesn't he have a load of assists as well this season?
yeah, and he's not old either. He's 23.
Is he on loan?
Yeah.
Because he
No.
played for Madrid, I remember, right? Or did he
No.
not?
No,
That's
I think no.
Odriozola, huh? I'm getting them mixed up. I got it mixed up with Odriozola. Yeah, no. Okay, so again, those two. He's not leaving, I don't think. Oyarzabal.
I mean, they also have the youngster from Dortmund, Isaac.
Right. No, don't get me wrong. They have a good team, but like I said, Odegaard leaving is going to affect them. It's not going to bring them down 10 spots, but yeah, it'll probably affect them a little bit. I mean, what place are they currently in right now? Does anyone know?
They're currently in 5th
Fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
I
a
think
1-point lead on Getafe.
they might make Europa League next season. That's my prediction. Maybe like 7th or 8th.
Do you see them getting the transfer budget to bring in new players and become a dynasty?
I don't think you see them getting that much money where
No,
they can do that.
they're not gonna bring in an amazing signing. They might bring in a good signing for them, but they're not gonna bring in a well-known player, a 25-year-old that would just help them become a Champions League team. I don't see that happening at all. I mean, we gotta realize we're talking about Real Sociedad right now. No hate to them, but I mean, come on.
They're not a household name, you know.
They need someone to replace
They're not known.
Odegaard. If they have someone who's cheap and quality and can replace Odegaard, I feel like they could be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, who knows? I agree with you. All right. Well, then that's been our episode with La Liga. Last podcast, we forgot to do the game with Parker. I completely forgot about it. I'm sorry. But now I remembered. So if you guys are not familiar with the game, it's called Who Does He Play For? I'm going to name 5 players throughout Europe's top 5 leagues, 1 in each league. And Parker has to tell me which team he thinks he plays for. So far, he's 0 for 10, I think.
I feel like I'm confident in this one. I think I got it.
Yeah, well, you said the last couple of times, so we'll
Okay,
see.
well, this is different. It's different this time.
Okay, you know what? Respect. All right, so first we're starting in La Liga, since this is La Liga
perfect.
theme. We're going to go with Pervis Estupinian.
Wow.
Good old
Yeah.
Pervis. Yeah, you know, this is easy. This is an easy one. Come on.
I mean, I mean, I was hanging out with Purvis last week. Like, you can ask him. Me and him are homies, man. I mean, that's why he plays for CD. No.
You get
Granada.
this mad.
Granada CF.
No, he plays for Osasuna.
So I would have been right.
Wait,
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't. I didn't want to butcher the
you
name.
didn't know how to pronounce it? 0 for 11 now. All right, we're going to our next episode's topic, the Bundesliga, with Nico Schlotterbeck.
Wow.
It's a German name.
It's got to be Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim. That's very close, except not really. It's Freiburg.
Oh.
I just picked my favorite names, I'll be honest. Except for this one. This is a boring name. We're going to the great country of England. Jerome Sinclair.
Oh, that's got to be a Newcastle.
Oh, it's a Watford. Very close,
Ew.
very close. 2 more. We're going to the home country of Eco, Italy. Emmanuel Agyemeng Badu.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Wow, what a goal from Emmanuel Agyemeng Badu.
I'm going to say Fiorentina.
Ah, Fiorentina. No, it's
I'm so dumb.
it's Verona. And then the last one,
Guess
the
that.
French league, the Ligue 1, the Uber Eats Ligue 1. Mathieu Dreyer.
I mean, it's not going to be PSG. That's too obvious.
Wow, what? Well, I used a Man United player last episode and a Roma player. Is it PSG? Wow.
Don't play with my mental like that. I'm going to use Phone a Friend.
Phone a friend. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. Yes.
Your sister's not going to know. You called. Okay.
I called Ghostbusters. I was talking to the ghosts.
Okay. Who do we have? What team?
We came to a decision, and we're going to say Saint Etienne.
Oh, I was actually going to do someone from Saint Etienne, but I think I did that last episode.
Oh,
So I went for Amiens this match or this game. So unfortunately, you went 0 for 5 again. So that
I was close. I was literally I had it on the tip of my tongue.
that put you 0 for 15, which is not bad. It's terrible. But next time,
Thank you.
possibly you can do better. Hopefully, we'll see. But thank you guys for listening to our podcast. Next episode, we're going to be doing the same thing we did this episode, except Bundesliga only. And then after that, you will possibly see a Premier League one, which should be pretty exciting to talk about. But again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next episode.